We're going live.
We'll do it live.
This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host, Paul Bauer.
Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. We are live. Are any of you guys out there? Are you guys watching? Are you guys even here during a live stream? Should I even do lives anymore? Did a live stream on Wednesday, and there was people in the live chat, but for whatever reason, the people in the live chat couldn't tell me when my goddamn microphone started cracking up on me, right? I go back and listen to it in post, and intermittently, starting around like the, 30-minute, 40-minute mark, intermittently, the damn microphone starts cracking, and no one is there to tell me about it. Like, what's going on, guys? I know you're there watching, but you guys all tune in after the fact and then go, hey man, your audio sucks today. Like, thanks. Where were you during the live though? Right? A lot of people tune in after the fact during the replay. So anyways, you guys check this out. Watch Fall Fight Club on pay-per-view. I'll be dropping a link for that here in a little bit. But still, if you guys are tuning into the lives and you ever hear crackling, right? Like the audio starts sounding choppy or whatever, it's not you. It's not your speakers. It's this, right? It's the microphone or it's StreamYard, one of the two. It happens periodically. It's freaking annoying. Last night I was on Red Hawk's channel and I didn't seem to have any audio problems there. So hopefully no audio problems this morning. I rebooted my laptop before going live this morning. So hopefully we have a smooth day today, right? Which really sucked too, because stream last week on Friday was messed up. Last week on Friday was messed up. Like all my tabs weren't ready. I had them ready the night before and the laptop rebooted in the middle of the night. So I didn't have everything ready. It wasn't as smooth as I wanted to. And then my boss called me at the end of it. And I was like, crap, I got to rush through this, right? Because then we had like a major outage at work that I had to jump on. I was like, God damn it. I just wanted one good live stream. Okay. Anyway, so today's the day, guys. Today's the day. But seriously, if you do hear like the audio getting choppy, just let me know. We'll try to fix it. Oh, dude, I am sick too. I don't know. It's going around. It's that season, isn't it? I'm on the other side of it though. I'm getting better. I'm on the mend, but I'm still feeling it this morning. All right. Let's talk about the Me Too movement today, guys. Before we do though, be sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications. You know what to do. And yes, please sound off in the comments, the live chat. If you're here live, if you guys are watching during the replay, drop a comment below. Your favorite emoji, doesn't matter. All that stuff boosts us in the algorithm. If you guys are listening on your favorite audio platform of choice, give us a 5-star review. And I'll read that. I periodically go in there and look at those. And if I see a new one, I will share it on an upcoming episode. All right, guys, let's talk about Me Too today. A couple of notable celebrities have made their rounds this week. You've probably heard of them. Russell Brand, our boy Russell Brand, he's been accused of graping sexually. I'm saying this because we're not at the 8-minute mark, right? So graping, sexually assaulting and abusing 4 women over a course of 7 years, including a 16-year-old he allegedly called the child. That's my Russell Brand British accent. The child. Let's see. He allegedly called the child super chats social media, right? And the thing about this is kind of a scary thing, right? Because he hasn't been convicted of anything, right? He's just been accused. And so British Parliament wrote letters to Rumble. They wrote letters to YouTube and asked them to demonetize Russell's channel, right? So YouTube complied. YouTube's like, yeah, this affects the community. It's like, he hasn't been proved guilty. What happened to innocent until proven guilty, YouTube? But luckily, Rumble came back with a statement saying, screw you, Parliament. We're not, no, like whatever he's done in his past, like doesn't impact our platform. Whatever he says on his show isn't impacting, it has nothing to do with that. Right. So let's wait until the evidence comes out. Maybe let's wait until the court, the actual court, not the court of public opinion, but actual court, convicts him, and then maybe we'll go from there. Maybe that seems like a novel concept, right? So that's a little bit scary. I think Thor's going to be talking more about this tomorrow. And then we have Danny Masterson. Now, this guy, on the other hand, he has been found guilty, right? He has been convicted in actual court out of 2 out of 3 counts, charging him with gRape, right? So graping 3 women more than 2 decades ago. Apparently, there was enough evidence to convict him with a jury of his peers, and now that's debatable. Some people are arguing like whether that's, whether the evidence was good enough. I didn't spend all months and months in a goddamn courtroom, so I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't there more than a decade ago while he was allegedly doing this stuff. So I don't know. Like I'm one of those guys that the news says stuff. The news says lots of stuff and gets the public all riled up before all the information's available. You know what I mean? And now this case, now you could say, well, he was convicted. Whatever. I don't know. I wasn't there. Didn't hear all the testimony. Not going to make any judgments on Danny Masterson. This case is interesting though, because it involves the Church of Scientology and a lot of cover-ups though, right? Yes. Listen to Nuke. He knows what he's talking about. Definitely like the video, guys. Good morning, Rusty. Good to see you. Good morning, Nathan. What's up, man? You weren't in the chat Wednesday. Like, what happened? What happened, bro? CW, morning. What's good? Yeah, I heard your mic cracked, but I was on the replay. Yeah, I know. I wish you were. Thank you for showing up during the live. That's all I could say. I'm grateful that you're here. Let me know if the audio gets messed up today. Okay, so we have these 2 cases. Just gonna remove this for a minute. We have these 2 cases, right? Let me post links to these 2 articles if you want to read the dirt sheets on this. So this is the Russell Brand story I'm pasting in the chat there. And then we have this article is on Danny Masterson, what happened to him. I'll let you do some reading on that. We'll talk more about what they actually did today. But before we go too much further, get on the email list, guys. List.comeonmanpod.com. Stickers are available. I'm going to give those away for free too. But most people are going to get on the list because they want the PDF with 20 dating app openers. 20 canned dating app openers that are guaranteed to capture a woman's attention in the first 7 words. So get on that. If you like those designs, they're available as merch as well. Get your coffee. Coffee tastes better in these mugs. Yeah, merch.comeonmanpod.com. All the links for all these are in the description. Let's see. Oh, and then let me play a commercial for this, and then I'll drop a link to this in the chat as well. And then in the replay, I'll put a link in the comments. This is finally happening, guys.
Time has come. Time to put up or shut up. For the last several months, people have been asking me, are you really going to fight Glenn Lawrence? Are you really going to settle things like men in the center of a ring? The answer's always been, hell yes. The question is, how do you get tickets? Unfortunately, you can't see it live in person. Big Valley Wrestling says something about liabilities or whatever, but it is going to be filmed. So while we're flying out to Vegas and we're settling things in the ring October 7th at Fall Fight Club, you won't be able to see it till a week or 2 later on pay-per-view. But the good news is you can buy your tickets now. If you go to fight.comeonmanpod.com or click the link in my bio, you can get your tickets and secure your seat to the fight of the century. It's going to be the first ever manosphere fight that actually takes place. A lot of these guys in the space talk a good game. They like to beef with each other and challenge each other to boxing matches. But unlike those jabronis, Glenn and I are putting our money where our mouths are, and we're actually going to do it. If you want to support me, your world manosphere champion, buy your tickets now. You're not going to want to miss it.
Get your tickets, guys. Get your tickets. It's going to be on pay-per-view. You can watch it on Gumroad when it's available. The promotion, Big Valley Wrestling, they originally were going to let us do this during like their live event, right? and you were going to be able to see it live. But the thing is, it's always going to have been filmed cinematically, right? So because of that, that would have really taken the wind out of the wrestling show to have everything stop so that we come in and film a movie, basically, right? And so they are letting us do it during their event, but it's like an hour before the actual event starts. So there are actual tickets. You could fly to Vegas and go watch a wrestling show, but you won't be able to watch like what Glenn and I are doing, because that's going to be before they open the doors for people. So that's an interesting twist. So the only way you can watch it is on pay-per-view, but that's going to be a better experience anyway, because the way Glenn's got this pictured, it's going to be fucking awesome. It's going to be fucking awesome. Oh, is that the real Jack? I don't know. I don't think that's the real Jack. Real Jack doesn't talk smack like that. The real Jack is a kind man. The real Jack is a kind man. Nathan's got a super chat here. You get this, man. We are past the 8-minute mark. You get this.
I was just going to say it. This guy fucks. Am I right?
Yeah, he definitely fucks with a $5 super chat. Are you real? I can't tell. I don't have the YouTube open to see who's got the wrenches or not. Anyway, so let's get back to this Me Too stuff. Let's talk about Russell Brand's accusations. Okay, let's go to here. We want to go to share this tab. Let's add this page. So what are Russell Brand's alleged accusations? Okay, I like this article here. This is from the BBC because it breaks it down simply, man. This was really hard to find for Danny Masterson. All right, so 4 women are alleging sexual assaults between 2006 and 2013. So one woman alleges that Brand graped her without a condom against her will. BBC, get spell check. Come on. In his LA home, she says Brand tried to stop her from leaving until she told him she was going to the bathroom. She was treated at a gRape crisis center on the same day, which the Times says it has confirmed via medical records. Ooh, okay. Second woman in the UK alleges that Brand assaulted her when he was in his early 30s and she was 16 and still at school. She alleges he referred to her as the child, during an emotionally abusive and controlling relationship. Looking back, she says he engaged in behaviors of a groomer. What are behaviors of a groomer? I don't know. And then a third woman claims that Brand sexually assaulted her while she worked with him in Los Angeles. She alleged he repeatedly told Brand to get off her. And when he eventually relented, he flipped and was super angry. She says he threatened to take legal action if she told anyone else about her allegations. And then the fourth woman has alleged being sexually assaulted by Brand in the UK and him being physically and emotionally abusive towards her. Emotionally abusive, guys. Let's talk about Danny Masterson's. Now, Danny Masterson's, like I said before, his case is slightly different because he has actually been convicted to life in prison, eligible for parole in 30 years, right? That's pretty bad. Pretty heinous, right? Pretty strict punishment for this. I don't know. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I'm not going to judge, right? I'm not going to judge, but let's see here. So this is a little bit trickier. Let's see here. So this one says Jane Doe 1. I think the names have actually been released for some of these. This originally came up a year ago, and then so this is a little bit old, but I mean, these allegations go back more than a decade, so same. So Jane Doe 1 attended a party at Masterson's home on April 25th, 2003. The party was attended by members of the Church of Scientology. And then after drinking some of a drink Masterson gave her, she felt very drowsy and was not fully conscious, right? A witness agrees that she seemed sober before Masterson made her a drink, and then Masterson threw her in a pool. Despite witnesses who may be Luke Watson trying to stop him, Masterson carried her to his bedroom. When she woke up, Masterson was gRaping her. Okay. So she was passed out, woke up to this. Okay. Now let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Scientology stuff. Jane Doe 2 met Masterson through Scientology's Celebrity Center. He began sending her messages demanding that she come over to his house. She thought he was being playful. She agreed to go to his house and have a glass of wine. Once she was at his home, Masterson first demanded she drink a glass of wine and then started ordering her to get in his jacuzzi. She began to feel drunk. She did not fully lose consciousness and remember him gRaping her. She had previously reported an ex-boyfriend for gRaping her to Scientology, a Scientology chaplain who tried to convince her it was not gRape. So this was another part of the case, right? Is like these people reported it. And then Scientology was like, we need to get into your engrams. We need to release this to the operating thetans, whatever the hell they do, right? And they tried to sweep it under the rug. That was a big part of this case, right? A lot of anti-Scientologists were following this case pretty hard. But we'll just look at those two cases, right? He basically gave them a roofie, made them sort of pass out, and then he had his way with them, okay? Okay. You get the idea. I'll post links to these two. So this is the Russell Brand allegation one. This is from the BBC. Post that in the chat if you guys want to read through that. This is the Reddit article for Danny Masterson's allegations. So you guys get the gist of what the allegations are, at least, right? Whether they're true or false, like I said, I'm not passing any judgments. I wasn't there. I don't care what the newspapers say. Like, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I didn't listen to the court testimony. Whatever. But the funny thing is, so this is really why I wanted to cover this today, right? Is because MGTOW guys are already pointing at these cases as reasons why you can't trust women and why it's even dangerous to talk to women in general, right? Can't even talk to these women. Look at what they're doing to Danny Masterson. Can't even talk to these women. Look what they're doing to Russell Brand, right? Oh, and then the funny thing is, like, I get it, right? Let's look at Russell Brand. He was completely demonetized by YouTube strictly based on the allegations, right? He hasn't even been convicted. That's messed up. He messed up. Yes, Better Bachelor has, in fact, returned to the manosphere because of this. He did an article on this a couple days ago. Yeah. Hey, you stay away from my girl, Jack. You got a girl, okay? You stay away from my girl. All right. Let's see here. Food for thought. The guys who get allegations are almost always beta guys. Yeah, like we're going to talk about this. Let's see here. Jack says, oh no, a multimillionaire in shape and famous man is being accused. I, as an average overweight Joe who's poor, I am in danger. Exactly, right? It's ridiculous. All right. So the thing is, like, so going back to Russell Brand, got completely demonetized, strictly has allegations, has not been accused or has not been found guilty of anything in an actual court, right? So it's all court of a public opinion right now. It's all he said, she said, right? But so now the government's getting involved, Parliament, right? The British government's actually writing platforms saying, hey, deplatform this guy or demonetize this guy, right? So Russell Brand's demonetized on YouTube right now, strictly based on allegations. Nothing's been proven yet, right? That's messed up. That really is messed up. So I get it. I get where these guys are coming from. Now, Danny Masterson, on the other hand, was convicted. So there's something to be said about that, right? He was actually convicted of that. Okay. Guys, join the beer club. Where's this? Join the beer club, guys. Only $10 a month. Good group of guys, solid group of men, get together, have some beers, talk about guy stuff. It's a great outlet. Good for our mental health to hang out with other dudes, banter, learn to be social, right? In a place where, like, you can be comfortable in your own house. It's all on video. Have drinks at your own home. You don't have to worry about driving drunk or anything like that, right? It's a good group of guys. Only $10 a month. The next meetup is next week on Thursday, the 28th. All right. So we all know someone who this has happened to. That's what a friend of mine said recently, right? Because I brought this up. He and I were chatting about this, and my stance has always been the same, which is, how often does this really happen to average guys? How often do guys get falsely accused of gRape and assault when they're not doing any of these types of actions that we listed out here? Almost never. It almost never happens, right? There's usually some kind of shenanigans involved when guys get accused. Okay, we'll get into that more, right? Now, it is true for me. Like, I have heard of guys that have been accused of things. Okay. Now, it doesn't help that I work in the men's space. So, like, you often hear like the worst of the worst in the men's space, right? Because we're sort of our own little bubble here. But for instance, that damn jabroni, Glenn Lawrence, who I'm going to whoop his ass October 7th at Fall Fight Club. Get your tickets, okay, at fight.comeonmanpod.com. That jabroni was on the podcast a few months ago telling a story about how it happened to him when he was in the Air Force, right? So what happened to him, just to give you the Cliff's Notes on that, you guys can definitely go back and listen to that episode. I think it was like a 2-hour long episode. It was actually a pretty good episode. And the thing with Glenn, what happened with him was he was falsely accused because he was hooking up with this chick in the barracks at the Air Force base he was at. I think it was up in Wyoming. And this chick came over to his place. They hooked up. And as she was leaving, like the next morning or whenever she was leaving, some other dudes saw her leave. Well, those other dudes happened to be the best bros of that girl's boyfriend, right? And so, of course, they went to their boy and said, "Hey, your girl's leaving Glenn's room. Your girl's leaving your girl's leaving Glenn's room. You know, some shit probably went down." So when he confronted her about it, right, the boyfriend said, "Hey, what are you doing in Glenn's room?" She was like, he gRaped me. He gRaped me, right? And so then the guys were like, "What? Let's go report this to the base authorities." And Glenn got arrested, and there was a massive investigation. And Glenn to this day doesn't trust women, right, to do the right thing because of this experience. So I don't necessarily blame Glenn for that, but that happened. He was exonerated though, because he had text messages from the chick talking, that sort of played out, that proved their relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's see what this chat's saying. Hey, Luis, what's up, man? You've been absent for a while. Trial by social media. Yes, we don't. That's not good. That's not good. Yeah, Luis, did you see the British government writing Rumble? Yeah, that's where I saw. That's where I learned about the Parliament writing in. And then after that, I saw Joker's episode talking about Russell Brand's YouTube channel and stuff too. But it is messed up. It's totally messed up. Yeah, they're going to give him the Tate treatment. What happens? What do you guys think is going to happen though if he's exonerated? Like, let's say that these are just allegations. There's no actual evidence of it. He's completely exonerated. Do you think that YouTube will ever reestablish his monetization, or do you think? Because I mean, he is a Hollywood celebrity. You know what I mean? It's not like Andrew Tate where everyone just hates Tate and he came out of nowhere. I don't know. Anyway, just let me know what you guys think about that. So anyway, that jabroni, Glenn Lawrence, that happened to him. So I know that happened to him. I know a guy who I used to work with, and he had an interesting situation where he was a high school wrestling coach, and I'm not going to name names here, but he was a high school wrestling coach, and he actually had allegations made against him that he was sending inappropriate text messages. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about, the old eggplant pics. He was sending that to one of his physical trainers who happened to be a high school student, right? And now his story was that he had these pictures of his schlong on his phone because he would send dick pics to his wife, right? So, and then during matches, because he was a wrestling coach, the the students would often borrow his phone so they could call their parents or whatever. And one of the students was going through his pictures and found some dick pics and decided to send it text message with his dick pic to the female trainer. That's his story. And I'm like, if you never took pictures of your dick and had them on your phone, that never would have been a problem then, bro. Like, why are you sending dick pics to anybody? Like, that's fucking terrible, right? So like I said, whenever any of this stuff happens and there's false allegations, like there's some shenanigans going on, right? So it's like, did he do it? I don't know. I like to give him the benefit of the doubt because I've known him for so long, but it's just like, bro, like why do you even have dick pics on your phone? Like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know. Jack likes to send dick pics though. Jack likes it. Everybody knows. He'll go down, go into the memory hole. All right, Jack, is that your MO? Do you send dick pics? Are you a dick pic guy? I'm just kidding. Let's see here. So let's talk about how often does this actually happen? So I found this article. This is from Brown University. Let me pull this up. Brown University. I found this article from Brown University. I'll drop it in the chat. Like, how often does this really happen? Well, I'll put that in the chat there. According to this article, it says reliable studies consistently measured the rate of false reports as 2% to 10%. 2% to 10%, right, are actually found to be completely false allegations, right? Which is pretty small. It's pretty small amount, right? Out of all of the actual cases that they have, only 2% to 10% don't have some substantial evidence behind it, right? So it doesn't happen that much. Okay. I don't like stats though. You know what I mean? Like, stats to me are for nerds. So, and you can find any stats that'll prove anything. So I don't like that. That's not definitive, but just in general, like I've been around for 44 years. I've talked to lots of chicks. I've hooked up with lots of women. It's never been an issue, right? But I'm also not putting roofies in drinks. And if a chick is like a little, too far gone, I'm not trying to make something happen, right? Like, I'm smart about it. Okay. That's what we'll talk about that more today. By the way, there's coaching available, guys. Coaching at gumroad.comeonmanpod.com. There's 2 levels available. And then if you ever just have a question you want me to answer that could be answered in like a short, 1 to 10 minute video, you could sponsor one of those at gumroad.comeonmanpod.com as well. All right. So all this being said, I still don't think guys need to be so damned worried about this sort of thing. And so worried that they can't talk to women at all. Like, I think that's just absurd. Guys that are like, well, I'm not even going to approach a woman because she's going to scream grape at me. Like, no, like if you just go up and talk to someone, they're not going to scream grape. Okay. They're not. That's a retarded statement. And that's where a lot of guys are. A lot of guys are absolutely afraid to even go up and introduce themselves because they're afraid that some chick's going to take it as creepy and they're going to feel uncomfortable and they're going to report them for some kind of impropriety. And it's like, that's if you don't approach women in a creepy way, that's never going to happen. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous sentiment, right? I also don't think that guys need to be so damn scared that they need to go to extremes, like having cameras in their house. Now, I do think that Glenn does have something like that set up. I think he has cameras in his house. If he invites chicks over, he's got a steady girl now. So I don't think that this is even a problem for him anymore. But he said that he would invite girls over to his house and be like, hey, by the way, you're on candid camera. I've got cameras all around my house. You're being filmed. Glenn went that far. I don't think you necessarily need to go that far. Okay. Some guys are like, they think that you have to have women sign some kind of consent contract form. I don't even know if that will hold up in court. A woman could lie and say, oh, no, he forced me to sign that or whatever. Right. I don't know if that'll even hold up in court, but some guys think that, right? They need to be like, okay, I before we move forward, I need you to sign this form. You know how much that's going to dry up a vagina, right? You're in the moment and then you're like, okay, I need you to sign this No, stop. Stop. So here's my actual viewpoint on the Me Too movement, on all of this, right? The Me Too movement is a giant shit test. It's a giant shit test at the end of the day to filter out losers and pussies. All right. Verbally asking for consent, in my opinion, is a total beta move. It's an absolute beta move to ask for consent. Okay. Now think about it. Think about it. Okay. Going up to a girl and go, is it okay if I kiss you? All right. Or would it be okay if I touched your hand? Or may I please remove your blouse and play with your nipples? Like asking that kind of thing. Does that sound hot to you? Does that sound attractive to you at all? Oh no, but the Me Too movement, Me Too movement, forget all that. That's just, like I said, that's a shit test to filter out guys that are too scared to make a move. Right? When women women really do just want a man that gets it, that just sort of gets it. You know what I mean? Rolo says this all the time. Women want a man that just gets it. So instead of verbally asking for a kiss, or if you could touch her hand, or if you can touch her tits, right? Do 2 steps forward, 1 step back. All right. I did a whole live stream on how to sexually escalate. For about 2 weeks, YouTube had that demonetized, but I finally appealed it, and they came back because I didn't start talking about this stuff till the 8-minute mark, guys. You got to play the game. Anyway, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? Is where you go in for a little bit and you pull back a little bit. You go in a little bit, you pull back a little bit. Keep talking, right? You're not forcing yourself on a chick, okay? You just go in a little bit, touch her hand, touch her elbow or something like that. This is early on in a date. That's very innocent touching. Can't be construed as sexual harassment. You know what I mean? Go in for a little bit and then pull back a little bit, and then talk to her like a human being. Okay. That actually builds rapport. That actually sort of starts giving her the vajingles a little bit, because you're breaking that touch barrier and you're not being a creep. You're not really being a creep about it. You know what I mean? It's like innocent touching. Okay. At the end of a date, or if you really start noticing a woman like looking at your lips and stuff like that, she's like, you know, preening her hair and all that kind of stuff. If she's doing that stuff in the middle of the date, just go in for a kiss, right? If she's like really trying to get into your space, just go for a kiss. Okay. Don't ask her, may I kiss you? Just do it. Right. At the end of the date, if you haven't really necessarily seen those types of signs, but you guys are vibing really well, you're having good conversations, go in for a kiss. Okay. Because a lot of women are nervous on first dates. So they're not doing these like, you know, over exaggerated IOI body language things. But so just go for a kiss, right? If you go in for a kiss and she's not having it, she'll pull her head back, or she'll turn her head, give you the cheek. All right. That's called body language. And that's her showing that she's just not into it. She doesn't want to be kissed. Okay. Guys need to pay attention to that kind of stuff. And then be like, okay, cool. No, she don't want to have a kiss, right? Don't be butthurt by it, right? Don't be butthurt by it. It's telling you everything you need to know. Okay. Same thing goes with starting to sexually escalate. Okay. If you go in for a kiss, things start getting hotter and heavier. You guys start making out heavy. Start to like reach over the top of her shirt. Start touching her breasts. See what she does. Morning lung butter. Anyway, do that. If she's not having it, she'll take her hand, move your hand. Man, this cold. She's I'm muting it for you guys listening on audio. The people on Instagram could hear everything though. But yeah, so you got to pay attention to her body language, right? If she's not having it, she's going to subtly tell you, right? She's going to move your hand, not now, right? Just take things slow and back off when she puts up a little bit of resistance. Just back off, right? This is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Go in. If she's like, takes her hand, pulls it off her tits, just stop kissing her for a moment and go, "Hey, can I get you another drink?" Or, anything, right? "Can I get you anything?" Just pull back a little bit, keep talking with her. Go back to your conversation, pull back a little bit, right? If she flat out says, "Hey, no," right? Don't keep going. Even if she says no in sort of a playful way, don't keep going. Just stop what you're doing for a minute. Pull back. Don't get hurt by it. Don't go, "Oh," right? Because that's negative body language. Act like you're completely unaffected by it. Just be like, "Cool. All right." And then go back to your conversation. Okay. Try again a little bit later, right? Don't be like Russell Brand and Danny Masterson. Okay. If a girl is too drunk to speak clearly or passed out, don't fuck her, guys. Right? If she's like slurring her speech and stuff like that, just offer her a place to sleep on the couch. Okay. Offer her a place to sleep on the couch. She's had too much. You could potentially get yourself to some trouble there, but sending her home also is not a good idea because she could, wrap her car around a telephone pole. If you guys listen to like my second episode, I have a episode called The Tale of Two Train Wrecks. One chick in that episode was like that. She came over to my house. She got really sloppy drunk on wine. And I was just like, fuck, I can't send her home. And I'm not going to fuck her because she's too drunk. So I just made her a place to sleep on my couch. And then the next morning she was like, "Oh, I guess I was walking her to the door. I didn't go for a kiss on that one." And she's like, "Oh, I guess I had too much to drink, huh?" And I was like, "Yep." Shut the door. But I didn't want to send her home because I she was drinking at my house. I'd be liable for her driving drunk home. And then I wasn't going to try to escalate things because if I did, then she could have claimed, that I assaulted her because she was too drunk to make a good decision, right? So if a girl can't speak clearly, passed out, just don't. Okay, it's not a good idea. If a girl wants to leave, let her leave. Okay, that was a thing that Russell Brand did, right? A girl he wouldn't let her leave his house until she was like, "Look, I got to go to the bathroom," or whatever, right? And then she must have made her escape then and stuff like that. But if a girl wants to leave, just let her leave, right? If you guys are following this stuff and you just do basic common sense like this, you're not going to have any problems. Don't put fucking roofies in girls' drinks. Learn game, guys. Learn game. You don't need to drug girls. Okay. That's if you're not doing that, you probably won't have a problem. Okay. Look, and if she tells you no, this is very controversial, right? This one is probably going to get clipped by AI and I'm going to get canceled for this, right? But if she tells you no initially, really depending on her tone, right? Like if she's like, "Hey, no," all right, that means no. But like Bill Burr says, no doesn't always mean no, right? If you're like playfully touching a girl and she's like, "No, stop. No, stop." That's not a no. That's not a no. Okay. But a lot of times, if a girl says no, and it's not like a hard no, "Hey, back off" kind of no. If it's just like, no, right? You could safely means not yet, not a hard no, like not no means no. That's a not yet. Okay. These are subtext cues that you have to learn. You have to learn to be socially calibrated. You have to understand body language a little bit. You have to understand tone a little bit. Okay. There's some nuance here, guys, but you got to learn it. You got to learn it if you want to stay out of trouble. But if you learn it, it's just second nature. You can sort of read the situation and make good decisions. Okay. But no doesn't necessarily mean no, right? It means not yet, back off a little bit, try again later, right? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. If she flat out says no after a couple attempts, just let it go. Okay. She's not interested. All right. Now, sometimes it's a shit test, guys. See, this is why it's so goddamn confusing for guys, because women do this sort of thing as a shit test. There's a female comedian out there that fully admits this. I was talking about this on Hawk's channel last night. There's a female comedian out there that talks about this. She's like, oftentimes she'll tell a guy, no, hey, we're not having sex tonight, just to see what the guy will say. And if the guy says, oh, hey, no problem, like, we don't have to have sex tonight, she's like, welcome to the chocolate factory, my boy. Like, it's Charlie in the chocolate factory. You just won the golden ticket. Because a lot of times women just want to know that you'll stop when they ask you to stop, right? Because that's an existential fear of women, is that you won't stop when she asks you to stop, which is a very founded fear based on shit that like Russell Brand allegedly did and Danny Masterson was convicted of doing, right? Women have a very real fear because of guys like that. So as long as you stop when she says to stop and pull back, do the 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing, she's going to feel much safer around you, because she'll know, hey, if I say stop, he'll stop, right? So as long as if you can give her that comfort of actually stopping and pulling back and not being butthurt by things, she's going to be like, okay, no, this guy's cool. No, proceed. Here's your golden ticket, my boy. Yeah, let's see here. Jack says, sir, only when you ask nicely, which you do. Oh yeah. Okay. And then, Nathan says, I still think it's a good idea if it's the first time you hook up, a chick saves those texts. Yeah. Gotta save the texts. She did not say it like that. She did not say, yeah, the Bill Burr thing. And then Louise says, last minute resistance means take your foot off the gas, then ease on the gas pedal. Yes, exactly. It doesn't mean like slam on your brakes, right? It's just like, whoa, let's slow down a little bit. All right. It's almost like yield. It's not stop. It's a yield, right? But you guys always have to pay attention to their body language and not get butthurt, right? Body language, tonality, there's all this is subtext. Women speak in subtext. Okay. And they just want you to get that. They want you to be socially calibrated enough to get that. They don't want you to ask for permission. That is a very beta move. May I kiss you now? May I fondle your breasts now? Do I have your consent to proceed here? Like, that will dry up a chick in the moment. Okay. Women really just want you to understand their body language and stop when they ask, right? As long as you do that and you're cool with it, they're going to be like, okay, they're going to feel safe. And then things are going to be able to escalate safely. And you don't have to worry about this stuff, because you're not doing the crap that Russell Brand and Danny Masterson are allegedly doing. If you act like that, you won't let chicks leave your house. You're pushing things too far when they're too drunk to do anything about it, or they're flat out passed out. That will catch you a charge. That will catch you an allegation. Don't be like that. Okay. Use some goddamn common sense. And then you don't have to worry about not talking to women because of the Me Too movement. All right. That's it, guys. I'm done lecturing you for a minute. I think the guys that are in the chat here, they get it. All these guys fuck in the chat. I know all these guys. Tune in for Rule 0 tomorrow. I have here on my notes, not sure who has the duties, but I do now. Rolo says that he's going to host Rule 0 tomorrow. So tune in on Rolo's channel. Rolo's hosting, first time in months. He says, don't call it a comeback. Also tune into the Dragon Ship with Thor. I think we're going to be talking about more of this stuff, but Thor really wants to talk about it as how they're weaponizing women against men. So that's going to be on the Dragon Ship tomorrow. I'll be on that. And then tune in on Monday. My guest is dating coach Dale Valor from Modern Flirting. Some of you guys have seen the episode I did with Jamie Date. Jamie Date, she's famous on TikTok. Jamie Date is a part of Modern Flirting as well. And Dale Valor's from Modern Flirting. It's a big coaching outfit on the East Coast. And Dale's a pretty cool guy. He just wrote a book on inner game. And so we're going to talk about that on Monday. And if you guys like the way he's approaching it is that you're never going to have success with women if you have a successful relationship with women if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, right? And that's sort of what his book on inner game is all about. So tune into that on Monday. Other than that, thank you, Brother Nathan, for sending super chats today. Let's see here. Guys, be sure to like, subscribe, hit those notifications if you haven't done so already. Thanks for everybody that participated in the live chat. Sound off below if you're watching this during the replay. Follow me on social media. The links are in the description. Again, thanks for the super chats. Get on the email list, list.comeonmanpod.com. Get your PDF with 20 dating app openers that are guaranteed to capture a woman's attention in the first 7 words. I'll also mail you some stickers. If you like those designs, you can also get them on mugs at merch.comeonmanpod.com. Check out the Practical Law of Attraction course. The links are in the description for that. Join the beer club. It's only $10. Next meetup is next Thursday. Coaching is available at gumroad.comeonmanpod.com. And then finally, guys, be sure to check out Fall Fight Club.
Time to put up or shut up. For the last several months, people have been asking me, are you really going to fight Glenn Lawrence? Are you really going to settle things like men in the center of a ring? The answer's always been, hell yes. The question is, how do you get tickets? Unfortunately, you can't see it live in person. Big Valley Wrestling says something about liabilities or whatever, but it is going to be filmed. So while we're flying out to Vegas and we're settling things in the ring October 7th at Fall Fight Club, you won't be able to see it till a week or two later on pay-per-view. But the good news is you can buy your tickets now. If you go to fight.comeonmanpod.com or click the link in my bio, you can get your tickets and secure your seat to the fight of the century. It's going to be the first ever manosphere fight that actually takes place. A lot of these guys in the space talk a good game. They like to beef with each other and challenge each other to boxing matches. But unlike those jabronis, Glenn and I are putting our money where our mouths are, and we're actually going to do it. If you want to support me, your world manosphere champion, buy your tickets now. You're not going to miss it.
Get your tickets, guys. We will see you tomorrow on Rule 0.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. Now, go out and get it.